So we'll discuss today about fiber materials, plastic clad silica core fibers, silica core fibers, specialty fibers, and its advantages. So firstly, if I consider the fiber materials, we have to consider some requirements that has to be satisfied while we select some materials for a optical fiber. So in selecting the materials for optical fibers, a number of requirements must be satisfied. That is nothing but the characteristics required for fiber optic material. We cannot have any optical fiber fabricated using any material, but it should have some characteristics which has to be met or which has to be satisfied. So the first thing what the characteristics required for a fiber material selection is the material must be transparent and so that it is very efficient for transmission of light. So that is the first condition or characteristics. The material must be transparent for efficient transmission of a light. Then it must be possible to draw long, thin and flexible fibers. So whatever material we are going to select for the fabrication of optical fibers, using such material, the fibers has to be fabricated so that it can be very long, it can be thin and it can be flexible. And the material selected should have physically compatible materials like they should have slightly different refractive indices. So materials which are going to satisfy these three conditions are nothing but glasses and plastics. So these two materials are satisfying these three characteristics required for a fiber material selection. Then coming to the first type, we have glass fibers. So most of the fibers are normally made up of glass, either a silica or a silicate. So which consists of a silica or a silicate. But in glass fibers, the losses are moderate and with large cores that are used for short distance transmission. So that is a small drawback of a glass fiber. If I consider the losses, they are moderate. But with large cores, they are used only for short distance transmission. So that is a limitation of this glass fiber. And glass is normally made up of mixing or fusing the mixtures of metal oxides, which is having a refractive index of 1.458 at a wavelength of 850 nanometer. So this is a refractive index value based on which I can fabricate an optical fiber, which is a glass fiber. And for changing the refractive index, different oxides or different impurity elements are to be added. They are added as dopants to the material. So due to the addition of this material, the refractive index is going to be changed. Either the refractive index of the material is increased or the refractive index of the material is decreased. So B2O3, GeO2 and P2O5. So these are the three dopants which are added to the fiber materials to change the refractive index. So we can see that in this diagram shows the variation of the refractive index with the doping concentration. So this is the refractive index started with 1.44 till 1.48. So this is the refractive index of the fiber, and the dopant is added to the material which changes the refractive index. And if I use the dopant F, which is fluorine, then it reduces the refractive index. It reduces the refractive index. And B2O3, it reduces the refractive index below 1.46. Similarly, P2O5 and GeO2 material, which are the dopants, added to the element or added to the material, will increase the refractive index of the material above 1.46. So this is the variation in the refractive index as a function of doping concentration in a silica glass. So the core and cladding. So here we can see that the cladding material is SiO2, which is silica or a silicate, and the core material is the addition of the dopant GeO2 to the cladding material used. Similarly, P2O5 is also added to the cladding material SiO2. So this increases the refractive index of the core, which makes the condition to be satisfied. The refractive index of the core should be greater than the refractive index of the cladding. So this is N1, this is N2. So N1 will be always greater than N2. This is the first case of addition. If I go with the other way of adding the impurity element or the dopant, core will have SiO2 and cladding will have SiO2 added with B2O3. So B2O3, if I add, it reduces the refractive index. It means that the refractive index of the cladding is reduced. Now here the refractive index is only due to SiO2, and here the refractive index of the core has to be increased. So in order to increase the refractive index of this material, which is the material used for a cladding layer, to which I have to add a dopant which is GeO2, because GeO2 is used to increase the refractive index of the material. So now we can see that again the refractive index of this particular core has been increased and this is decreased. Then we can see that it shows the addition of dopants GeO2 and P2O5 increases the refractive index, while the dopants fluorine and B2O3 decreases the refractive index. So one important criteria that meets is the refractive index of the core is greater than that of the cladding. So N1 is greater than that of cladding N2. So that condition will be satisfied. Then other type of glass fibers are halide glass fibers, active glass fibers, plastic glass clad glass fibers, that is PCS, plastic clad silica core fibers, SCS, that is silica clad silica core fibers, which is also termed as all plastic fibers. But if I consider the plastic material used for plastic fibers, they are not so popular because it has got high attenuation, but it has got a better mechanical strength in comparison with the glass fibers. But due to this high attenuation, the plastic fibers are not so popular in usage. So plastic clad glass fibers or PCS. So it can be a multimode fiber, and also it can be either a step index fiber or a braided index fiber. What it consists of? It consists of a plastic cladding. You can see that plastic clad silica core. So plastic cladding, often a silicon rubber. So that is a cladding, and a glass core, which is frequently a silica. So that is silica core or a glass core. But it exhibits lower radiation, induce losses than silica core silica clad fibers, and it has got some improved performance in certain environments. So in any of the environments where the temperature issues arises, certain changes in the environmental conditions, some radiations, some type of losses due to some noises. So that can be avoided if I use PCS. And also it is cheaper than the silica clad silica core fiber. So these are the different structures of this multimode step index PCS, that is plastic clad silica core fibers. Now we can see that a buffer jacket or the outer layer, then we have a fiber coating, then we have two different layers, core and a cladding. And here the refractive index are different, 1.48 and 1.45. So N1 is always greater than N2. So this is a typical structure of a glass multimode step index fiber. So this is the structure of the multimode step index fiber, which is fabricated using a glass material. Similarly, the typical structure of a plastic clad silica core multimode step index fiber. So here we can see that the outer layer is renamed as buffer jacket. Cladding is nothing but a plastic. Then we have a core. So again here we just look into the refractive index of core, which is 1.46, and refractive index of a cladding, which is just 1.39. So a huge difference between refractive index of core and cladding. So this is in case of plastic clad. So this is a this variation may cause the attenuation more in the plastic fiber. Then typical structure for a glass multimode graded index fiber. So this is a structure of a glass graded index fiber where we have a buffer jacket, fiber coating, cladding and a core. Similarly, here we can see a small variation in the refractive index of core and cladding. So it is 1.48 for a core, 1.46 for a cladding. So this gives us a better and efficient transmission in comparison with these two fibers. Then structure of the other type of fiber, which is using the same material. So here we can see the variation in the material refractive index, so 1.460, 1.456, a small variation, small change in the refractive index of core and cladding. So the relative refractive index of these two are very less. So this is the structure of multimode graded index PCS, that is plastic clad silica core fibers. And whenever I look into the structure, it represents the core diameter and the cladding diameter. So if I go with core diameter for a step index fiber, it is between 100 to 500 micrometer. Similarly, if I go with graded index fiber, it is from 50 to 100 micrometers. And the cladding diameter of a step index fiber is higher to 300 to 800 micrometer. And with the graded index fiber, it is 125 to 150 micrometer. Then the buffer jacket diameter of a step index fiber is 500 to 1000 micrometer. Similarly, the graded index fiber is 250 to 1000 micrometer. So these are the core diameter, cladding diameter and the buffer jacket diameter of the PCS and SCS fibers. And coming to the numerical aperture, for a step index it is 0.2 to 0.5. So which is the light gathering capability of the fiber is entirely dependent on numerical aperture. Similarly, the graded index fiber, it is from 0.2 to 0.3. It is again dependent on the light gathering. Then the performance characteristics. If I look into the attenuation, step index fiber, if I consider, it is from 5 to 50 dB per kilometer. So the attenuation is very high in case of step index fiber. So that the losses are more in step index fiber. Coming to graded index fiber, it is from 4 to 15 dB per kilometer. So this is the maximum loss per kilometer of a graded index fiber. Then the bandwidth is in the range of 6 to 25 megahertz kilometer. So this is the bandwidth. Applications. So short haul applications or short distance application is in this kind of optical fibers. Then very important one, the specialty fibers. So earlier, if I just consider a conventional fiber, the functioning of conventional fiber is very simple. It is just a waveguide which can guide the optical ray or the optical signal into the fiber core, and it will have, or it should have, a efficient propagation into the core. But if I go with the specialty fibers, as the name itself suggests, it has got some special features in it in comparison with the conventional fiber. So, what are those specialty features which are included in this kind of fibers? What are those special features included in this? So first thing, telecommunication fibers are designed to transmit the light with minimal change in the signal fidelity. So telecommunication fibers are designed for very low amount of losses, what we call it as smaller or minimal change in the signal fidelity. But what these specialty fibers are designed to? The specialty fibers are designed to interact with the light. So that is a special feature of the optical fiber, which is a specialty fiber, which can interact with the light, and it can manipulate, or it can change. Manipulate is nothing but it can change, or it can control some characteristics of an optical signal. It is not just acting as a waveguide through which the optical signal propagates, but along with the signal propagation support, it is going to manipulate the light or change the light characteristics, or it can control some of the characteristics of an optical signal. What are those light manipulation, or what are those controlling factors? So that include optical signal amplification. So optical signal amplification is a very major specialty feature of a specialty fiber. Then optical power coupling. So for efficient coupling of light from one point to the other, from one fiber into the other, we require efficient power to be coupled from one point to other. Then dispersion compensation. So dispersion is spreading of optical signal or spreading of pulse, widening of a pulse. We call it as pulse spreading or dispersion. So that can be easily compensated. So that is dispersion compensation. Then wavelength conversion and sensing of physical parameters, which is again a very important specialty feature in it, such as temperature. It can sense the variation in temperature. It can identify the physical parameter variations such as stress, pressure, vibration, and certain changes in the fluid levels. So all these things can be considered to be the specialty fibers of the specialty fiber. Then you can see the difference. Conventional fiber looks like this, whereas the photonic crystal fiber, which is one of a specialty fiber, looks like this. You can see that there are perforations or ear holes. We call it as perforations or holes onto the fiber core diameter. So that is different in terms of the geometrical structure of the fiber. So specialty fibers can be a single mode fiber type or a multi-mode fiber type. So we have listed out some of the specialty fibers and its applications. So one is EDFA, that is erbium doped fiber amplifier or erbium doped fiber. The main application of such specialty fibers is optical fiber amplifiers. So they can act as the amplifiers. Then we have photosensitive fibers. Photosensitive fibers, that is used to fabricate a fiber Bragg grating, which are nothing but the optical components used in the optical communication. Then band insensitive fibers. They are tightly looped connections in device packages. So that is the advantage, applications and advantage of this specialty fiber. Termination fibers, that is termination of open optical fiber ends. So whenever we consider several ports to be used in an optical fiber coupler, so it can have multiple input ports and multiple output ports. So depending on the requirement of the signal input and output, some of the ports can be terminated. So they are termed as termination of open fiber ends. It is termination fiber. Then polarization preserving fibers. So they are used as an application for pump lasers. Pump lasers are normally used to amplify the signal by using a pump source. So pump source will generate the required electrons or required charges, materials, so that it can easily amplify a particular signal, which is a degraded signal from the transmitter to the receiver. Then polarization sensitive devices and sensors. So these are the applications, and these are the specialty fibers. Then finally, we have high index fibers, which are used or which finds in the application in fused couplers, short wavelength sources. Then switches and dispersion compensator. So this dispersion compensator was one of the specialty feature of specialty fibers. So this is a photonic crystal fiber. The first type of fiber what we discussed under specialty fiber is a photonic crystal fiber. We term it as PCF, photonic crystal fibers. The difference between the specialty fiber and a conventional fiber is just a cladding. So if I consider a cladding, the cladding structure or the geometrical structure of cladding is going to be slightly modified. So what happens in this? So in some of the cases, the core regions of a PCF, that is photonic crystal fibers, contains air holes, so, or perforations, which runs along the entire length of the fiber. If the length of the fiber is 5 kilometers, the air holes run throughout the length of the fiber for a distance of 5 kilometers, for a length of 5 kilometers. The two basic PCF categories are index guiding fibers. So we have we can classify this photonic crystal fibers into two types: index guiding fiber and photonic band gap fibers. So these two fibers are different in terms of their structural representation and applications. So in the PCF, the refractive index, or what we call it as effective refractive index of a cladding material, depends on the wavelength, which is the operating wavelength, and the size and pitch of the air holes. The size of the air holes and pitch of the air hole defines the cladding refractive index. So the first one, index guiding fiber. In the index guiding fiber, you can see that it has got a solid core. Core is entirely solid. There is no perforation in a core material, and it is surrounded by a cladding region. It is surrounded by a cladding region, but this cladding contains air holes running along the fiber. So this cladding contains air holes or perforations, and these air holes have a emitter represented by D at a pitch A. And in this index guiding fiber, core and cladding material are same, but the air holes which are present in the cladding will reduce the refractive index of the cladding. So the material used for both core and cladding remains same, but the effective refractive index of the cladding is going to be reduced by not adding the dopant, instead by the air holes. So air holes or perforations lower the refractive index. That is what we want, because the refractive index of the cladding should be always less than the refractive index of the core. So this is a diagrammatic representation or cross-sectional view of two structures. In the first case, you can see that air holes of uniform size, and in the second case, you can see that there are air holes of different sizes. So in this case, we have the fiber with a core which is solid, and the cladding which has got perforations. And you can see that this cladding has got the embedded holes in it. This is the pitch distance between these two holes and the hole diameter. But in the second case, the diameter of the hole is going to be different. They vary. But it has got the same solid high index core. So this is about a PCF. Then advantages of PCF over a conventional fiber. What are the advantages? One advantage is that it has got very low losses. Transmission loss is very less. And it has the ability to transmit high optical power levels. So that is the advantage. Then it has got high resistance to darkening effect, which is due to nuclear radiation. So it has got a very high resistance to darkening effects. If there is a problem with any radiation such as nuclear radiation, this nuclear radiation will produce a darkening effect, and this darkening effect affects the information which is propagating in the optical fiber. So these type of fibers will have very high resistance to these darkening effects which may be caused due to the radiation. Then wavelength ranging from 300 nanometer to 2000. So this is the wavelength which ranges for a PCF. So in the photonic band gap fiber, that is the second type of specialty fibers, you can see that the air holes are replaced by hollow core. So here whatever we have considered earlier is a solid core, now it is a hollow core. Then for outer layer, which is a cladding, which has got a perforations or holes. So in the earlier case we had only a solid core, outer layer is having the air holes. So here in this case we have the outer layer as a cladding with the air holes or perforations, and also the core material is hollow. So that is making these two as a specialty fiber. So these were the topics what we have been discussed here.